Did you know that there were books that almost made it into the Bible? That's right. The Bible that we have today is actually just a small fraction of the many books that were available in those days. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's dive in. Number 1. The Book of Enoch. This mysterious book tells the story of Enoch, the seventh from Adam and the grandfather of Noah. It was believed to be written between 300 BC and 100 AD. The book was quite popular among early Christians, but it was eventually removed from the Bible canon because it wasn't considered to be inspired by God. Despite this, it still contains some interesting stories and teachings that may shed light on the beliefs and culture of early Christianity. So what did they leave out? Well, for starters, the book contains a lot of material that isn't found in the Old Testament, such as the story of the fallen angels and their offspring, the giants. It also contains some unique teachings on topics such as the nature of demons and the afterlife. One of the most intriguing parts of the book is the description of Enoch's ascent to heaven. According to the text, Enoch was taken up into the presence of God without experiencing death. This event is said to have occurred after Enoch had written down everything he had seen and heard about the heavenly world. When he returned to earth, he shared his experiences with the people, but they didn't believe him. As a result, Enoch was very sad. However, God comforted him and told him that only the righteous would believe his story. Number 2, the Gospel of Thomas. This gospel is a collection of sayings attributed to Jesus Christ and is believed to have been written around 150 AD. What's interesting is that it contains some teachings that aren't found in the 4 Gospels of the New Testament. For example, it includes sayings that were not included in the other Gospels, such as the famous, "He who has ears, let him hear." It also offers a different perspective on some well-known stories, such as the healing of the blind man. While it's not considered to be canonical, it still provides valuable insights into the teachings of Jesus and the beliefs of early Christians. Number 3. The Book of Jasher. This book is mentioned several times in the Bible, but it was never included in the Old Testament canon. We don't know exactly when it was written, but it's believed to have been sometime before the 6th century BC. The book is said to contain historical accounts and poetic compositions that tell the history of Israel from the creation of the world until the reign of David. Some scholars believe that the Book of Jasher was actually a compilation of different books that were put together by an unknown author. Unfortunately, very little of this book has survived. However, there are a few fragments that have been discovered that contain some interesting stories that don't appear in the Bible. One of the most notable stories from the Book of Jasher is the account of the war between Israel and Jabesh Gilead. This story is mentioned in Judges chapter 12, but the details are left out. According to the Book of Jasher, the Israelites were defeated in this battle and their leader, Deborah, was killed. This story provides a different perspective on the events described in Judges and shows that the Israelites weren't always victorious in their wars. So why weren't these books included in the Bible? Well, there are a few reasons. First of all, the books that were chosen for the Bible were those that were considered to be inspired by God. This meant that they had to meet certain criteria, such as being written in Hebrew or Greek and containing a clear message about God and his relationship with humanity. Secondly, the early church wanted to avoid any confusion or controversy, so they decided to only include books that were widely accepted among Christians. This is why some books, such as the Gospel of Thomas, were excluded despite their popularity among some groups. Lastly, the decision of which books to include in the Bible was ultimately a human decision. Even though the early church fathers did their best to be guided by the Holy Spirit, they were still influenced by their own opinions and biases. What do you think? Do you think any of these books should have been included in the Bible? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.